That $1,749 Weber Genesis S435 sitting on the showroom floor at Home Depot has a lid thermometer on it. So does the $229 Weber Kettle sitting 10 feet away. They're the same part. Same bimetal coil dial, same 50 to 100 degree accuracy gap, same $11 replacement on Amazon. And that's not even the most expensive component these grills share. The grill industry doesn't want you doing this math. I did it anyway. Over the next few minutes, I'm comparing a $229 charcoal grill against a $1,749 gas grill and an $1,800 pellet grill, using real specs, real owner complaints, and real 5-year cost breakdowns. And the answer to where your money actually goes is not what the price tags suggest. The Weber Original Kettle Premium 22-inch costs $229. Porcelain enameled steel bowl, plated steel grates, a one-touch ash system, and a 10-year warranty on the lid and bowl. One owner on Weber's own site wrote that his kettle was a replacement for one that lasted almost 30 years. Another said he'd bought 4 more over 3 decades for himself and his kids. The BBQ forums are full of these stories going back to kettles manufactured in the early 90s. The dominant failure mode is rust through at the leg welds, and it takes a decade of uncovered outdoor storage to get there. The ash sweeper seizes after 6 to 8 years. Replacement cost $25. Now compare that to the Char-Broil Performance 4-burner at $299. On paper, it looks like a better deal. 4 stainless steel burners, 36,000 BTUs, 435 square inches of cooking space, a side burner. But ConsumerAffairs reviews cluster around the same timeline every time. Igniter fails at year 2. Burners burn through at year 3. Firebox rusts by year 4. One reviewer said he'd gone through 2 char-broils in 6 years and was done. And Char-Broil's own warranty confirms this. They cover the firebox for 2 years. 2. That's the manufacturer telling you what they expect from their own steel. But the real story is at the top of the price range, and this is where it gets uncomfortable for anyone who already spent the money. The Weber Genesis S 435 retails for $1,749. 72,000 BT US, 646 square inches of primary cooking area, porcelain enameled cast aluminum cookbox, 7mm stainless steel rod grates, a sear station, and Weber's pure blue tapered burners. On paper, it's a different universe from the Kettle, but in 2022, Weber redesigned the Genesis line. And the Weber community noticed. Engineers on the virtual Weber bulletin board pulled out calipers and measured. The new cookbox is substantially lighter and thinner than the old Genesis 2 it replaced. A magnet test confirmed the stainless on the new model is magnetic 430 grade, not the non-magnetic 304 grade Weber used before. One TVWBB veteran put it bluntly. "They're just built with thinner materials," he said, "and won't be the kind you pass down to another generation." Weber extended the cookbox warranty to 12 years on the new Genesis. Sounds great. But they quietly dropped the warranty on igniters, valves, and electronics from 10 years down to 5. And the smart components on the SPX trim, the Weber Connect controller on a $2,100 grill, carry only a 3-year warranty. That's Weber telling you the brain of their flagship grill is disposable. And it's not just Weber. The Traeger Ironwood, $1,800 for the base model, uses the same D2 hot rod igniter as the $800 Traeger Pro 575. Same auger feed mechanism, same fire pot, same grate design. What the extra $700 buys you is double wall insulation, a downdraft exhaust, super smoke mode, and a pellet level sensor. None of that changes how the brisket tastes. A Traeger forum member who upgraded from a Pro 575 to an Ironwood 650 said he honestly could not tell a difference in how food tastes between the two. What the Ironwood does add is complexity. The Wi-Fi app is the single most complained about feature in the Traeger ecosystem. One forum user, a 25-year IT veteran, wrote that the Traeger frustrated him more than any other device he'd ever worked with, and that he built an entire separate Wi-Fi network in his house just for the grill. Traeger's own version 2 firmware update bricked controllers on multiple Pro 575 units, and Traeger had to ship free replacements. The hot rod igniter lasts 3 to 6 years, depending on use and costs $30 to $50 to replace. The RTD temperature probe fails in years 2 through 4. And if wet pellets jam the auger, you're looking at a documented 5-step disassembly process to clear it. Now here's the number that matters more than any spec sheet. 5-year total cost of ownership, assuming you grill twice a week across a 30-week season. That's 300 cooks. The Weber Kettle, with charcoal, a chimney starter, and one grate replacement, costs roughly $1,040 over 5 years. That's $3.47 per cook. The Char-Broil on propane, with replacement burners, grates, and an igniter, runs about $950, $317 per cook. Cheapest on paper, but this is a 5-year disposable grill, so you're buying another one after that. If you found that useful, subscribe. I break down gear like this every week, so you don't have to. The Traeger Ironwood on Traeger brand pellets, with an igniter replacement, an RTD probe, and drip liners, runs $21.63 over 5 years. That's $7.21 per cook. Switching to Costco Kirkland pellets at 33 cents a pound instead of Traeger's $1 per pound saves you $354 over 5 years and drops the cost to $6.03 per cook. Still nearly double the charcoal option. If your head is spinning right now trying to figure out which grill is actually worth your money, I built something for exactly that. It's called the Grill Buyer's Black Book. There's a decision flowchart inside that takes you from "I have no idea" to 2 or 3 specific models in about 5 minutes, plus every gas, pellet, and charcoal grill ranked by the specs that actually predict whether it'll last. Scan the QR code on screen or check the link in the description and pinned comment. So where's the line? Where does spending more actually get you a better grill and not just a more expensive one? Every independent source lands on the same answer. Amazing Ribs, the most respected name in outdoor cooking gear reviews, has been consistent. For many folks, the sweet spot is about $500. Their Platinum Best Value Awards cluster right there. Weber Spirit. 2E310 at around $450. Weber Smoky Mountain. 18-inch at $419. Pit Barrel Cooker at $399. Consumer Reports keeps their numerical scores paywalled, but their public buying guide says the same thing. Top performers live under $500. The 2025 Weber Spirit refresh makes this even clearer. It now has Snapjet igniters, a sear zone that hits 750 degrees, Weber Works, accessory rail integration, and a 10-year warranty on the cookbox and burners. All features that used to be Genesis only. Smoked BBQ Source noted that with the sear zone and better build, the gap between Spirit and Genesis isn't what it used to be. So here's the honest breakdown. Below $300, you're buying a disposable grill with thin steel and a 2-year expiration date built into the warranty. $400 to $700 is where confidence lives. That's the Weber Spirit tier. Solid burners, real grates, a 10 to 15 year lifespan, and a manufacturer willing to warranty the firebox for a decade. $700 to $1,500, the Genesis range adds sear zones, bigger cooking areas, and smart features for real but incremental gains. Above $1,500, the performance per dollar curve drops off hard. You're paying for stainless cosmetics, side burners, and electronics that often barely outlive their own warranty. And the Weber Kettle at $229? It outflanks the entire ladder. The guy who buys one and uses it for 25 years pays about $9.16 per year. The guy who buys an Ironwood pays $362 per year, all in. The Kettle doesn't need Wi-Fi. It doesn't need firmware updates. And it doesn't need a dedicated wireless network to stop crashing. The $200 grill isn't better than the $2,000 grill at everything. But on the only metric that actually matters to someone standing in that aisle with a credit card, cost per great meal over the life of the grill, it wins. And it's not close. YouTube thinks you'll like one of these 2 videos, so tap the one that grabs you. And if you made it this far, you're clearly the kind of person who does their homework before buying anything. Hit subscribe so the next one's waiting when you need it.